You know, sometimes in math, you hit a wall, a question that just seems like it can't be answered. For hundreds of years, one really simple problem had the smartest people totally stumped. That is, until they decided to just break the rules. And what they found on the other side is what we're going to explore today. A beautiful world unlocked by one impossible question.
So, here it is. This is the question. What number, when you multiply it by itself, gives you -1? I mean, think about it. A positive number times a positive number is positive, and a negative number times a negative is also positive. So, with all the numbers we use in our day-to-day lives, the real numbers, there's just no answer.
For the longest time, mathematicians just saw this as a dead end. They even called the solution imaginary, almost like it was a joke. But then, some really creative thinkers came along. Guys like Raphael Bombelli way back in the 1500s, and they asked a different kind of question. What if? What if we just pretended it existed? What would happen then? And you know what? That one little act of imagination didn't just solve a problem. It opened up a whole hidden geometric universe. All right, first up, let's properly meet this so-called imaginary number and the whole new system of complex numbers that it created.
So, mathematicians gave a name to the square root of -1. They called it I. That's our basic unit of imaginary numbers. But the real magic happens when you combine I with the regular real numbers we already know and love. This gives us what we call a complex number, and it looks like this, a plus bi. You can just think of it as a kind of hybrid number. It's got a real part, a, and an imaginary part, b.
And now for the first really big reveal. What happens when you try to draw these new numbers? This is the moment where a kind of tricky algebra problem just explodes into beautiful, elegant geometry. Instead of a simple one-dimensional number line, complex numbers live on this incredible two-dimensional grid called the complex plane. The horizontal axis, that's for the real part, A, and the vertical axis, that's for the imaginary part, B. So every single complex number has its own unique address, its own spot on the map. And doing some math on this map is actually super intuitive. Like, if you want to add two complex numbers, it's just like adding arrows, or what you might know as vectors. You just draw an arrow from the center to each number, and then you just stick them together, head to tail, to find your answer. It's clean, it's simple, it makes total sense. But then, you try to multiply them, and suddenly, it's just chaos. The answer just jumps to a totally new spot on the plane, and it feels completely random. That simple go over this much, go up that much logic that worked for adding? It's totally useless here. We can tell it's some kind of spin and a stretch, but there's no way to predict it in this system. So, to solve this multiplication mystery, we have to stop thinking in terms of over and up. We need a totally fresh perspective, a new way to describe where a point is on our map. Okay, so check this out. Here are the two ways of thinking, right next to each other. On the left, that's our old method. Go over by A, then go up by B. But look at the right. We can get to the exact same point by talking about its distance from the center, which we call r, and the angle it makes with that flat horizontal line, which we call theta. You can think of it like giving directions to a friend. You could use rectangular coordinates and say, hey, go 3 blocks east, then 4 blocks north. Or you could use polar coordinates and say, face northeast and just walk for 5 blocks. Both get you to the exact same spot. But that second one is a whole lot better for talking about things like turning and distance. And here it is. Here's the magic trick. When we switch to these new polar coordinates, that confusing mess that was multiplication, it suddenly becomes unbelievably simple. To multiply two complex numbers, you just multiply their distances and add their angles. That's it. That chaotic spinning we saw before is now a perfectly predictable, elegant rotation. Now, this new perspective isn't just a neater way to do things. It actually unlocks a kind of mathematical superpower. It gives us this incredible shortcut for some really tough calculations. So what happens if you take a number and multiply it by itself over and over again? Well, using our new rule, for z squared, you just square the distance and you double the angle. For z cubed, you cube the distance and you triple the angle. You see the pattern, right? It's just so clean and consistent. And this beautiful, simple pattern gets a fancy name. It's called de Moivre's theorem, named after the mathematician Abraham de Moivre, who worked this out back in the 18th century. It gives us this really elegant formula for raising any complex number to any power, just by tweaking the distance and multiplying the angle. Simple as that. Okay, now we get to the most amazing visual payoff of this whole journey. We can use this theorem not just to build numbers up with powers, but to break them down and find their roots. And when we do, we uncover this hidden, perfect symmetry that's just woven into the fabric of math itself.
So let's start with a seemingly simple question. What number, when you cube it, equals 1? The obvious answer is, well, 1, right? 1 times 1 times 1 is 1. But in the world of the complex plane, that is not the whole story.
And here they are. It turns out in the complex plane, there are not 1, but 3 cube roots of 1. One of them is the real number we all knew about, sure, but the other 2 are complex. And just look at them. They land on a circle and form the points of a perfect equilateral triangle. This is not a coincidence. It's something fundamental. These are called the roots of unity, and they reveal this incredible hidden order in the universe of numbers. The solutions to these kinds of problems aren't just random points. They are always arranged in these beautiful, perfectly symmetrical shapes.
And this amazing pattern just keeps going. What about the fourth roots of 1? You probably guessed it. There are 4 of them, and yup, they form a perfect square. The 5th root's a pentagon. The 6th root's a hexagon. And on forever. It's like this infinite art gallery of perfect shapes, all hidden inside the number 1. So this number system, the one that started out as just a clever trick to solve an impossible problem, it didn't lead to chaos at all. In fact, it did the opposite. It revealed this deeper, more elegant, and just shockingly beautiful hidden structure. And maybe nothing, and I mean nothing, captures this hidden beauty better than Euler's identity. Just look at this equation. It connects the 5 most fundamental constants in all of mathematics. You've got 0, 1, the number e, pi, and our new friend I. The idea that all of these totally separate, incredibly important numbers are all connected in one simple, profound statement. It's just widely considered one of the most beautiful things in all of math. Which really brings us to our final thought. This whole journey started with a question that seemed to have no answer. But by having the courage to just invent one, we stumbled into a hidden geometry that connects algebra and trigonometry and even art. It really makes you wonder, what other amazing, beautiful truths are just sitting out there, waiting to be discovered, just beyond the edge of what we currently think is possible?